Hey everyone, Mo here, and before the video begins, I just want to let you guys know that my schedule has opened up for me to do coaching again. So if you're interested in private one-on-one coaching for me to help you, whether you're a newer player and you want to excel at the game very quickly and learn the fundamentals without developing any bad habits early, or if you're an experienced player who's already maybe platinum or diamond in your top 1%, but you need some help filling in the gap to get you to that 0.01%, to make you just some of the best, then hit me up on Discord and I can get you in some private one-on-one coaching lessons to help you polish up any skills you want to refine and help you learn all of the secrets to becoming a top player. That's it. I hope you enjoy the video.
Hey everybody, Mo here, and in today's video I played a bunch of games on the Mono Viego archetype that's kind of taken over ladder. There's only a week left to kind of grind out for whatever rank it is you're trying to achieve, whether you're trying to have Masters, Diamond, Platinum, Gold, just hit a new personal best. You are going to be playing against this deck, probably, because it is the most played deck on ladder right now, and for good reason. You know, it's a really strong deck. So if this is a deck you're interested in playing, or if you just want to learn more how to play against it, that's what this video is for. This video is a very educational video for you. I go really in-depth in all of my decision making on what I'm mulliganing for, why I predict some cards, why I don't predict cards, what I'm looking for at each point in the game. So if that's what you're interested in, this is the video for you. So I hope you guys enjoy it. The deck code will be in the description down below. Here's a quick look at the deck code. The idea behind this deck is basically make really big Viego, level Viego, win game with Atrocity, or by taking full board control. So hope you guys enjoy the deck, or hope you guys enjoy the games. Hope you guys enjoy the explanations. If you do and you like this type of content, let me know down in the description below. And then, leave a sub so that way you know when and get notifications whenever I post any other videos and guides and stuff like that. So that's gonna be it for the intro. Hope you guys enjoy the games. All right, Karma. Oh, the same guy. What the fuck? Fair. Alright. This guy beat us last time, but we switched decks, so hopefully we're chilling. Okay, we have big hits here. This is a really big turn. Holy. We have the Viego in hand and everything, so we're basically just trying to apply pressure because this is a deck that plays like Eye of the Dragon and, a couple lifesteal units. So they have really strong late game, and like right here, right? So he wants all the cards in this hand. That's fine. Or he's gonna do some big damage. You can block a 2 in here, get 2 blocks in, but fuck, I'm gonna hit you for a 7, right? So force out the Get Excited, force out a Mystic Shot here. Yeah, he doesn't want to be greedy. Maybe they do want to be greedy. Either way is fine with me. There's the Mystic Shot, sure. So fine with me. Again, we're just going to apply pressure, play the Viego, make our Viego really big. Sure. That I don't care, man. We're going to Spirit Leech, draw some cards. Has a really good draw. Victor is fine. Okay, so let's see what you get here. Quick attack is fine. We have Bakai Sand Spinner to go ahead and kill off the Victor. So I'm not too worried here. We have our big late game cards with the Hydrovines and the Viego. To stop this, they'd have to have, like, Get Excited or... I guess I probably could have blocked with my 3/3 here to prevent 4 damage. Let's see what you get here. Scout, sure. Do something like this. So they have to have either Get Excited or Twin Disciplines. So they had to Get Excited. Sounds good. We have Quicksand to deal with it, so we're not too worried about it. We're kind of chilling. Sounds good. As long as it doesn't roll Spell Shield, we're fine. Fury, sure. That doesn't really matter. So we're just going to play Waking Sands here to have a good blocker. And then we'll have quicksand. Boom, -4. So even if they have the Mystic Shot to save it from the Sand Charger, they still can't attack us again. And we'll be fine here. Cool. So we pass here. They have to use their mana. We're ahead on card advantage. We're ahead in card quality. We're chilling. We have Merciless Hunter to go ahead and kill off the Karma. We know that they don't have things like... We know that they probably don't have ways to actually save their spells or save their units, so we should be good to just kind of attack. So let's play our Caramel Dragon. Caramel Soldier. We have... Sure. We're gonna do something like this. Try and kill off, see if we can bait out like a Nopify or something. Alright, and we really just want them to spend a bunch of their mana. And then we're just gonna go ahead and target the Karma here. Try and remove the Karma. And then we'll have Hydrovines to kind of close the game out rather quickly. With the pressure from the Encroaching Mist. Double Hydrovine Encroaching Mist is kind of just nutty, so we'll go ahead and just swing here. So this makes us weak to Mystic Shot. Let's just go and do this then. Make that trade is fine. So they get excited anyways. Okay. So sounds good. Again, we're just pushing damage. They're at 4. So even an Atrocity Draw kills them. Not anymore. They're going to have 4 cards in their hand. We're going to have big ol' Hydras. They're going to have to try and keep this Karma alive every turn. They finally nerfed Hunter. Yeah, they nerfed Hunter a long time ago. Sure. He's going to try and burn me out. So here's a Hydrovine for you. We're going to have to ask you to kindly deal with all of these cards that I'm throwing at you. The Will of Ionia. Sounds good. We're going to pass. And I'm just going to simply play it again. Okay, so I'm going to kindly ask you to deal with this Hydrovine again. And the 4/4. Because your Karma is either dying or you're getting hit. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good for us. So we're going to say... Nice. Okay. Karma created this card? Sure. Because they have to deal with this card, because this card straight up kills them. Or they have to have a Fearsome Blocker. So they have to play Fearsome Blocker and then have another, like, Will of Ionia style card for the Encroaching Mist. So that was Creating Trail of Evidence? Sure. So you now have to have ways to block multiple cards. What you got for me? There's Will of Ionia. Homecoming would be basically like the best answer. But they don't have that, so... Okay, looks good. We killed the Karma. We just have to hope for no, like, second Karma. No second Karma. Pretty pog. Let's go ahead and Vile Feast this unit. Nopify, sure. That's fine. I just don't want to get to a point where I can get burned out again by, like... If his hand is, like, 3rd Get Excited. I guess he's already used 2 Get Exciteds and a Mystic Shot. So the odds of us getting to the point of getting burned out is probably really low. In all honesty. Glorious Evolution. Okay. I'm just gonna play this Hydrovine card. Again. Blissing Bot. Sure. I mean, double augment doesn't exist, so we'll just block with this. Okay, and we'll just play second Hydrovine and be chilling. I have to have a second spell here to even get the... Okay. So... Okay, so they have a Fearsome Blocker. Fine. No glints on the 5/5. No, I didn't think it'd matter. I forgot this thing got augment, but it should be fine. Because, like, they have to block basically every card from us, or they die. Alright, so they lose all but, like, Eye of the Dragon here. And then if you block this, you just die. Sure. Like, this game's pretty free. We also just insta-level our Viego now. Sure. They also can't actually activate this Eye of the Dragon. So we're kind of gaming. Hell's Glorious Evolution. It's a 9-mana card that makes all your cards cost 1 less. And it makes all your units get +1 attack whenever you play a card. Oh, cool, the mirror match. Alright, cool. So, yeah, so you guys like it a lot when I talk more about my gameplays, so that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be talking more through my games, kind of giving you guys like an idea of, you know, what I'm thinking when I do things, stuff like that. So I'll start here in the mulligan. Sorry, give me one moment here. All right, so I'll start in the mulligan. So what I was looking for in the mulligan and why I kept the Camarel Dragons is because the mirror match is very much just based on who has the better, who has the bigger Viego, who has the bigger encroaching mist. If you can eventually end up getting your Viego leveled first and getting it on your action, that's extremely important. So because of that, that's why I wanted to keep 2 Caramel Soldiers. Because I call them Caramel Dragons, but they're not dragons. I don't know why I call them dragons. But yeah, because I just want to have bigger ones, right? So we can just swing here. This is a pretty good attack. We have our Viego, which is really important. The only thing we can keep now, or we need now, is a Hourglass or a Red of Negation. I was actually tempted to keep the Hourglass in my opening hand, but I think I'd much rather... Okay, we're going to save the Bakai Sandspinner for their Viego. So we're just going to go ahead and play more Mists. Let me say okay. Alright, so we're not going to actually play the Viego until we have a way to keep our Viego alive through something like a Vengeance. I don't know if our opponent is playing a Vengeance or not. I'm down to just kind of like swing for 6. They get a trade here, we push 3 damage. And then if they play Viego, we have Vengeance. So there's Viego, so we can Vengeance, and it forces them to have exactly Hourglass. They don't have mana for Deny right now. And they have the Hourglass, so not really too much we can do against that. That's okay, we have Bakai Sandspinner. So what we can do here is we can make the Viego have Vulnerable and kind of just pull it in. So we say okay. Here comes... so now they don't have their own Vengeance or their own mana for Vengeance. I kind of like playing my Viego so I can start leveling it up. The best play for them now is to just not swing. Okay, so that's okay by me. They're probably going to pull with their Viego. Okay, so they're not going to trade, but this should be okay. So I'm going to show you guys a trick here. Oh, wait, but now I can get Vile Feasted. Okay, that was pretty bad. But I'm going to show you guys a trick because I can't stop the Vile Feast anyways. If you have an ephemeral unit be the first thing that dies, and it dies at the end of turn... Okay, no Vile Feast, Pog. So that's fine. So if your ephemeral unit is the first thing to die and it dies end of turn, you'll actually get the Encroaching Mist on the following turn. So like for this open attack, which is really, really big. Okay, so then something else we can do here is we can play Camarel Soldier, make our Viego even larger, and then now we're threatening an actual Viego level up this turn. So this is fine. That's okay. We're going to have Quicksand to be able to not make our Viego have any trouble. So even though they're also when these die, we should be getting another. We should be getting a whole nother like Viego. So we're just gonna click OK here. We're not even gonna attack with our Viego. There's no reason to, but we are gonna threaten the level up here. I mean, that should be fine. This is still gonna be 3, 6, 7, 8, 11, be 14 total. So we're gonna be 1 off of our Viego leveling. But then we can just play like Bakai Sand Spinner and Red Negation. Or what he could do is just let this happen, and then he just takes like, 11 damage, right? And then just is threatening to die to Atrocity. So we're really putting our opponent in a fork here that's saying, hey man, what do you want to do here? Do you want to like level my Viego or no? So he's not leveling our Viego for us, but the trade-off for that is he's taking a shit ton of damage. So again, our Viego is going to be at 15. So we can actually still level our Viego this turn. And so we're going to give this vulnerable. And now what this is going to do is it's going to kill his Viego at the start of turn. So we're going to kill an ally to draw a champion. And this will kill his Viego because our Viego will level up at the end of this turn. And then his Viego will be the biggest unit at the start of his turn. Therefore, our Viego will kill it. And now that we have leveled Viego, we have the backup Viego here. This game's pretty done. I also have the quicksand to kind of like assure that, they can't ever kill our Viego. And that's basically how you play the mirror match. Is you just want to level your Viego first or level the Viego when you get priority. So your Viego kills their Viego before their Viego has a chance to kill your Viego, if that makes sense. Whenever both Viegos are leveling at the same time, how the start of turn trigger happens is whoever turn it is, like whoever gets the attack token. If you have the attack token, your Viego will trigger first. So you really want to try and get it to work that way for you. So that way your Viego can kill theirs before their Viego has a chance to kill anything of yours. Okay. All right, Mtux on Ezreal Victor. So Ezreal Victor, our goal here is just to get a big Viego. They shouldn't have good ways to kill Viego outside of like mini morph if they're playing that. I don't actually have Master Tracker up, so I don't know what they're playing in their deck. But if you're playing ladder and you're trying to climb, highly suggest Master Ladder. It tells you your opponent's previous deck list, so you can kind of get an idea of what they've been playing, kind of get an idea of what's probably in their deck. And that makes your games way more competitive and lets you make the best possible decisions. So that's fine. If they don't have Minimorph in their deck, then they really should not have a way to actually kill our Viego. This game should be pretty free. We're going to snag a second Viego in case, just for insurance, in case they do have something like, Minimorph, or they're going to Thermo our Viego for all of their mana. I'm okay with that. So we're going to swing like this. They're playing Ezreal, so there's a chance they're on something like Static Shock, but the goal is to keep your units alive until Viego. That's something I see a lot of people mess up on, is you don't want to just trade away your units really aggressively and then slam a Viego with no other units on board. The reason Viego gets really strong is whenever you're able to say, okay, here's a Viego, I have a bunch of other units in play, I'm going to swing at you for, let's say this board right here, right? Obviously this dies. We'll say, okay, I'm going to be able to swing at you for 7 damage, and there is no possible way you can take all 7 of that damage. So that's when Viego gets really good, is whenever you can say, hey, buddy, you have to block something here. And then once you block one thing, your Viego starts popping off. So again here, we're threatening a bunch of damage. We already got him down to 10. Our Viego's already buffed up quite a bit. We're going to click pass here. We should be able to play Viego. If they specifically keep mana open for like Thermogen for 6 or something, we might not play Viego. Let's see what they do here. So if they just do that, let's see what keyword they get. Hopefully not quick attack or elusive. They got faded. Don't care. We're going to go ahead and just play our Caramel Dragon. And this is a pristine opportunity to go ahead and hit them with an emote. I prefer a Fizz emote. Sometimes you can flex on them depending on, how big crouching. If it's ever a 3 of, like right here, we have triple Caramel Dragon by turn 5. That's usually a pretty good time to go ahead and use your flex on them emote. And that will be on the test, so. Conkologist got him Sumpworks map. Okay. That's fine. If we have Quicksand, this game is completely over, but we don't have Quicksand. Another thing we do have, though, is big-ass Viego, and there's our Quicksand. So that's our answer to, you know, really crazy keywords. We also do have Viego's Despair, but I don't really want to take 7 damage. That's over half our HP, and that easily puts us into some sort of burn range. So let's go ahead and just do big swing here. They literally have to block stuff, otherwise they take a bunch of damage. So this is fine. A play you could have done if you wanted a more aggressive play is you could have quicksanded the Shellfolk and the Archivist, and it literally forces the Victor to block and trade with your Viego. But we didn't really need to do that. Okay, so as long as it doesn't roll exactly Spell Shield here, we should be fine. Oh god. Alright. Here comes, we're getting outplayed here by Curious Shellfolk. Very cool stuff is happening. I'm gonna go ahead and Viego's Despair the Shellfolk just because I don't want to deal with it. Very broken card. I'm sorry, very balanced card. I'm glad that we've had to deal with Shellfolk's stupid shenanigans. But just give you guys an idea of how broken Shellfolk is. Mtux just spent 1 mana and got like 4 mana worth of stuff for 1 mana. Alright, so no Spell Shield. As long as he doesn't do double prank and hit my Quicksand twice, we should be okay. Alright. So this is fine. We're gonna click OK. As long as it's not Spell Shield. Alright, no Spell Shield, which is sick. So we're just gonna click pass. We don't really have to do anything. Again, the only way is if... Sure. So they would have to double prank me, and both pranks would have to hit Quicksand. And actually, that's still not enough, because it would only cost 7. So, misses the Quicksand. Makes my Hydrovine cost 9, though, so I can't play Hydrovine this turn, but that's fine. I didn't really plan to play Hydrovine anyways. Okay. Perfectly fine. So we're just going to go ahead and do one of these. Do some of this. We're going to go ahead and do some of this. And I don't want to sacrifice my Viego because I think eventually what will happen is we'll level Viego. And then that will just go ahead and kill Victor at start of round. So like right here, we can go ahead and do this. But I want to make sure we don't die to Thermo. Because Thermo is really the only card that could fuck us up here. Okay, and again, so here, what happens is I can just play Waking Sand. And our Viego guarantees level here, which would kill the Victor at the start of turn, which is really good. So Glorious Evolution. So we're going to go ahead and deny that card. We're going to go ahead and... I think we're just going to sacrifice a Mana Gem. We'll be fine here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and Chronomancer. See, okay, Atrocity is basically locking in the dub. And we're just going to try and get, you know, lethal here. Lifesteal here would be annoying. Lifesteal is the only thing I could care about. It's not lifesteal, so we can just keep going here. And we're just going to threaten lethal. He literally cannot deal with all of this stuff, which is good. So we go attack, 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 attack. You block 1, 2, 3, and this is still, you know, 3 damage. If we do this, he blocks 1, 1, 1, and he takes, you know, way more than lethal. Cool. And that's another reason why this deck is so strong, is because whenever you need something, you usually predict into it. So, like, right there, we really needed a quicksand, or we either needed a way to stop him from killing us, or a way to get us to guarantee the kill on him. And that's what the predict did. It found us either Quicksand or Atrocity, and it found us the Atrocity, which was really good. All right, Scouts. So Scouts should be a pretty good matchup for us because we can make like infinite blockers. This card is, even though don't get baited by something like Fading Icon, where you're like, oh, it's 2 blockers or it's a cheap blocker. It's really not against Misfortune. Whenever you're playing against your opponent's game plan, you really have to assume that they're just going to have the best possible hand. So it's like, okay, how do I beat the 1-drop or the like Scout Misfortune, you know, curve? It's like, you know, for instance, there's the 1-drop. So that's really how you have to play. Is you just have to guess, how do you beat the curves? Not just like, oh, well, if they don't have Misfortune, I could do this. It's like, if they don't have Misfortune, you're just, you know, winning, right? Like, you don't really need to say if they don't have Misfortune or be too worried about that. So we can go and swing for 2 here because they're never going to block. Okay, so here comes a Misfortune. Sure. And see, this is why you don't keep your 3-1s, because you don't want to say things like, oh, well, what if they don't have Misfortune? Because it's like, again, if they don't have Misfortune, you're winning anyways. So now they have to decide whether to attack or not to attack. I personally would not attack here, but they very clearly want to attack. So we'll go and make this trade because we don't want anything else getting big units. And then we have Merciless Hunter to try to kill off the MF. So we can do this. We see if they have Barrier Girl. They do. So we can go and do this now. Force them to have a save spell. They don't have it, and the game should be over at this point. We're going to be able to play Viego next turn. Our units are just going to be way too big for them to deal with. We also have the Vengeance for something else, so... Alright, game looks pretty free. So, let's see. How do we lose this game? No, we really can't. Okay. I was going to say, old Sharpsight could have made this, you know, a struggle. But here, we can just do this. They could have, not even like second Valor could make this a problem because our unit gets +1/+1 here. So only 1 scout attack because you don't really want to attack with anything else. That was a pretty good draw. So we're going to go ahead and Bakai Sand Spinner here. Put it onto the Quinn. If they have another Barrier Girl, we have another Vile Feast. We know they didn't have any type of combat trick beforehand. So let's go ahead and do this. And just try to kill the... Let's go and do this. Try and kill the Quinn. We're in an awkward spot where, because we made the Quinn have -1 attack, they actually aren't killing any of our units. But it should be okay. We shouldn't really have any issue with having Vengeance and Vile Feast. Their hand right now is at least 1 rally. So it's probably like 6-drop plus rally. Not even a 6-drop because they just drew that. So here, I'm just going to click the pass button because they kind of have to play this for Demacia. And then we can just do what we want here. So we're going to Vile Feast, Vengeance, so we don't lose our board. Or really our board. We just don't want to lose Viego. Is all we really care about. So it's good to me. We'll go and play our Treasure Seeker just to, you know, have more units. They kind of have to do a desperation attack here. We go block, block, block. And then we opened up our board space now to be able to play the Hydrovine. So I'm going to again show you guys the same trick I showed you earlier. So here we can do another trick where we don't attack with the Encroaching Mist. We are going to attack like this with our 2 big fearsome blockers, right? We only get punished by exactly like Sharpsight, but he's had these 2 cards in his hand forever. We know at least one of them's a rally, and we're not attacking with the fearsome unit, or sorry, with the ephemeral unit. Again, for this trick of 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can actually level our Viego at the end of this turn, which will give us another blocker here, which is really good. So our Viego levels, but here's the trick, right? The trick is you get the ephemeral blocker for the next turn, which is really good against these decks that are trying to attack you, and you just need to survive. This is a good time to utilize that trick. Yes, we like missed out on a potential 3 damage, but at this point, I'd rather save the HP by having extra blockers. Just saying, okay, we just pass here. You know, we're not too worried about anything here. We're not really dying to anything. We just keep clicking OK. This is a scout attack. Pretty good scout attack. We block like this and like this. We should be getting an encroaching mist, I believe. So this gives it to me. Okay. Why does this not? This doesn't give it to me because I have a full board. So here we go. So same block, but yeah, that's why the eye is really important. So our unit died. We get the encroaching mist. Okay. And yeah, now they just can never attack us. We get really good blockers, and then they're not going to have some blockers to block us back with. And we kind of just kill them. So that's how you, whenever you're playing against decks like these, you really want to make sure that you plan to play against their best hand. You know, you don't want to just say, oh, if they don't have MF, we can do, like, no. They're going to have one drop into something, into misfortune every time. So if they don't, again, you're winning anyways. So always try to prepare for those best case scenario hands from your opponent. All right, cool. So we're against another mid-range deck here. We're against Kindred Galio. So we should be fine. So again, we really just need a way to find our champion. This will be really good for the mid-range matchup. We keep one Treasure Seeker for anti-aggro, but we don't need it. This isn't really an aggro deck. It's probably just some cheesy like Matron in my Cytheria deck. It's probably just a Cytheria Matron deck. So Vengeance really important. Having ways to make our Viego really big, really important. Quicksand is probably the most important card here because it removes keywords, and a formidable unit that loses the keyword formidable is kind of yikes. So Protege, sure, we're just gonna full send here. If they do that, that's fine. We have Vile Feast, so we're not too worried. We're on Protege number 2. Sounds good. I'm down to go ahead and... So we're going to Bakai Sand Spinner, the big HP one. So this way, if they want to make the trade, they have to use their bigger unit. So this is fine. We're going to go ahead and just Vile Feast their 2-1 back at them. And just say, fuck you. And they didn't even want to trade with that. So that's pretty interesting. So here, let's just go ahead and slam down our Viego. We now have Despair and all that shit. So we can go ahead and do something like this. Looks pretty good. We could do this to start the Viego train, and I kind of like that. So this gives us our Encroaching Mist. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. So they have the Lifesteal Radiant Guardian. Doesn't really matter. We're kind of just beating them up badly. So we play Camarel Dragon. They're trying really hard to not give us Viego stacks, but we have a good way to get our Viego stacks. We also have the Viego's Despair. That's fine by me. I'm assuming you have some sort of something. Oh, they probably have another one if I had to guess. So we're going to say okay. Yeah, there's the other one. So let's go ahead and Despair this. Let's go ahead and Despair one of these. If they want to single combat, I mean, feel free to single combat. So here, we're going to get the Encroaching Mist on the next turn again because our unit died. Ugh, that's fine. So let's go ahead and just swing bigly. So we can go ahead and do this. This will give us, you know, big stuff. Sure. So we say okay. We put them to tit, and now they're just dead to atrocity as soon as things start dying. So they got one unit off that, no big deal. So our Viego's 10 away. This is 5. If we really wanted to, we could level our Viego, and I think we're going to. Because they can't actually kill our Viego ever, so we're just going to go ahead, play Waking Stance, level our Viego, steal their Radiant Guardian at the start of turn. The reason I'm not going for Atrocity on my Viego is they could have like a Concerted Strike, Single Combat. They could have plenty of strike spells to gain life at fast speed. I mean, hell, even a Vile Feast like ruins our game plan. So there's no reason to proactively kill your opponent if they still have, you know, a bunch of mana open like this in regions that can gain life. So they're just gonna say, okay. This levels our Viego. We steal their lifesteal unit so they gain no more life. So now we're the ones gaining life. I'm expecting a Matron out on a Goliath here. Sure. Okay, Matron on a Cytheria. That's fine. We have Vengeance here. We also have Atrocity. There's nothing they can do here to stop that, I think. Oh, they can have like exactly single combat. Sure. So let's go ahead and just click the pass button and then set up for an Atrocity. Okay. Yep. So we're just gonna go ahead and set up for a Vengeance. I don't want to Atrocity because, again, if they do have the single or the whatever, I don't want to just let them, you know, kill my unit for, or I don't want to have to sacrifice my Viego for free and also lose my card. Because here, if they have a single or something to cancel out the Vengeance, then I lose my Viego no matter what, but at least I still have the Atrocity to try and win the game later on. Whereas if I use Atrocity and they cancel it with the single combat, I now don't have, like, Vengeance isn't a way to win the game. It's a way to kill a unit. So if I'm going to try and keep my unit alive, might as well just use Vengeance instead of Atrocity, because we can always Atrocity to win game later on. You can't Vengeance to win the game later on. So I hope you guys learned something from today's video. I hope you guys learned, you know, how to play the deck well or just how to play better in general. If you did, let me know down below something you learned. If you enjoy this kind of content more, where I walk through all my plays and mindset and try to explain what I'm looking for, what I'm mulliganing for, why I'm not picking cards, stuff like that, let me know down below, because these videos definitely take a lot more energy and they take a lot more time. But if it's what you guys enjoy, then fucking, you know, I'll do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know again in the comments down below. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.